Hi there, my name is Betty Mullenbrock. I am founder and president of Reading Legacies. We are a small nonprofit here in San Diego County that really cares about you very much, and we care about your children. And we'd love to tell you a bit more about a program that is being brought to your facility. The purpose of the program is for you to be able to connect with your children through the wonderful activity of reading books to them. We are very much focused on the importance of reading aloud with children. It provides a wonderful connection, a bond. It shows that you love them, that you value them, and it also teaches them to love reading. And you are the most important role model to your children, whether they be your own kids, whether they be stepchildren, younger siblings, any younger member of your family. Please know that we would love for you to participate in this. There will be ways for you to read books over the phone with your children. Thank you so much. God bless.
I want to thank you, Melinda, for meeting with me today. It's an absolute pleasure. I've heard absolutely wonderful things about you. And so I would love to kick this off with just hearing a little bit about yourself, and I'll tell you a little bit about me.
Okay. My name is Melinda Rodriguez. I am a recovering addict. I did a lot of time in jail, prison. I'm 42 years old. I've been clean as of November 17th, 3 years. Yeah. Yes. I done a lot to change my life, and it wasn't easy. It was very hard. I had to let go of a lot of things and people that I didn't want to let go, toxic relationships. But through the journey, it only makes us stronger. And I got introduced to Reading Legacies while I was incarcerated with my last term in Las Colinas, which was amazing and great because I got to read books to my granddaughter, my first granddaughter. So it was great.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes.
Just a little bit about myself. My name is Elizabeth Banker, and I am one of the board of trustees on Reading Legacies. And I come from a broken home. I was addicted to drugs at 16. And from 16 at 16, I moved to LA. And long story short, when I turned 18, I joined the military, and it's been amazing ever since. But when I heard about Reading Legacies, for me, it was about the fact that I was never read to growing up, and the life we led, you don't realize that another life exists. It's all you.
Right.
And for me, hearing what Reading Legacies was all about, and the fact that it's all about connecting children to their families and the power of reading, it's something that I so badly would have wished and hoped for when my dad was in prison, and to know the feeling of wanting that connection as a child. It means the world to even be on this board, and then to be able to speak to someone like you with this background and being a success story is just an honor. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. You're a success story yourself. You're an example for women like us who continue to want to strive for something better. So thank you.
Thank you. How has reading to a loved one impacted you?
So honestly, when I first heard about it, I was, walking around through the day room, and I was looking through programs to do stuff. And I was really sad because, I wasn't able to talk to my kids or my granddaughter who's just barely be born. And somebody said, you know what, you can do this program called Reading Legacies, and you get to read to them. And I thought, wow, you know what? I remember reading to my kids when they were little, but I've been fighting addiction since I was 13. So, I've been in and out of their lives. So they didn't get that consistency from me. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to sign up. If it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. And I didn't expect it to be what it was. I was just like, okay, we're going to read a book. We're going to send it off, whatever. But it was an amazing experience. When I walked in there, they treated us like we were human beings. We got to pick out the books we wanted. I even read one in English and Spanish. And let me tell you, my Spanish is better now, but at the time it was so broken. It sounded so funny, but it was just great. And then my mom, I sent them to my mom at first. And so my mom was listening, and my mom was just crying. She just thought, wow. And I want to cry right now thinking about it, because it's that experience that even though she doesn't know me, I wasn't there when she was born. She's hearing my voice. You know what? It comes with a lot of forgiveness of self. Yeah. A lot of forgiveness of self, forgiving ourselves and knowing that we are worth giving ourselves that own chance, and a lot of change. You got to want to change it. You got to say, hey, you know what? That's not who I was yesterday is not who I am today. I might not have been there to read her first book face to face, but I was there and sent her first book while I was incarcerated. She got to hear grandma's voice. And now I get to FaceTime her and all three of them, I'm not the Melinda that people used to know. And I don't allow anybody to take me back to that either.
That's the one thing, is that it doesn't matter at what point or when or how. What matters is at this point in your life right now, you are who you are, right? And so, yeah, I completely agree. Do you have any specific memories of being read to as a child? No. Yep. Me neither.
Nothing.
When I heard about Reading Legacies, I'm like, God, reading is power. But then the more that I started to do research on the impact of reading with your children and the connection and how the science behind it, that's when I was like, oh my God, I just would have loved for my mom to be at home. That would have been enough for me. Reading is a whole nother level. But when you see the impact of children, that this program has had on these children, it fills voids, right? All of us end up with voids in our life, and we're broken here and there, and this program can fill those voids with children who miss their fathers or mothers or sisters. Or when did you realize the impact of reading to your grandchildren or the importance of it?
You know what is when my daughter told me that my granddaughter loves books. She told me, she goes, Mom, she loves books. And the honey book, the Berenstain Bears, the honey book. Yes, that's her favorite. Honey book, Gamma, honey book. So she told me she just loves them. She loves them. I just recently went to visit them, and I took a bunch of books that were donated, and it was more surprising than seeing a baby doll.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She wants to read, sit down right here, Gamma. Her sentences are really clear. So yes, oh my God. It was the moment that my daughter had told me she loves to read when she was able to start getting the books.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you got to be a part of it.
Yes.
So awesome. How do you feel that Reading Legacies helped change your relationship with your grandchildren and even your children?
I wasn't being selfish. I did something for them.
I think the impact, if I were in a situation like that, especially as a child, would just to show that you cared. What I mean? Cared enough to take the time to do something like that is, to me, probably what would be the most impactful thing. And then without even realizing it as a child, you're building your developmental skills and everything else that goes into reading. So it's a twofold, right?
Yes, I agree.
Awesome. What do you see are the benefits of reading to children out loud, based off of all of your experiences with Reading Legacies, and now even now that you're not incarcerated?
The benefits of especially reading out loud is the expressions. It's the feeling, the vibe. They're feeling that too. So when I read the honey book, and the dad said, oh, we're going to go get the honey. And I'm like, oh, the dad is going to go find honey. And she's like, oh my God. Yes. But that connection, that vibe, that feeling that you get, and you're interacting with them, and you're making the book come to life. Yeah. It's an amazing connection. And I feel that's where we're getting so lost in today, is that there's not enough of that.
Yep.
There's not enough. It's I think that connection is super important. And I want everybody to experience that.
For me, it was crazy how uncomfortable I was with having an imagination and just letting myself go and looking silly. You said making it come to life. And now when I look at my children's eyes and I see them and I'm like, you talk about the honey and he goes again, and they're like, their eyes are just lit up and they're in it, and you can see they're so present and so engaged, and you're like, it fills your heart so much. I will be the biggest goofball, you name it, to get that expression, to see them engaged, and like you said, and then them to come to you and say, Mommy, I want another book, Grandma.
Yeah.
Book, another one. You're like, oh my God, it just fills your heart with so much joy. So what are some of the challenges in your experience with all of this that you faced just in doing this in general and getting comfortable with being in front of a camera and the whole process itself?
Not sounding right. Maybe stumbling. My words are probably not the best. I'm not super educated. I just barely got my high school diploma in 2018. I'm 42. So that was a challenge within itself, Yep. I think I just get a little bit more. Maybe I'm not saying things right. I don't want to hurt anybody, make anybody feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, I need people to understand that this is real. Addiction is real life. There's life out there that's not all peaches and cream and a picket white fence. There's people going through some real things. Yep. And give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that. You can come look for me. You can come look for me. You will not be disappointed, because you're going to feel so much overwhelming love in your heart when you do that first video. I'm not lying. It's an amazing feeling. It doesn't matter what the outside world thinks. It's what you're doing, and you're going to feel like, wow, I did this. It's a great connection. Yes. Do it for yourself. You got to do it for yourself. We carry a lot of guilt and a lot of shame, a lot of anger against ourselves. Our families, whether they get over it or not, or whether they want to forgive us or not, that's on them. Do it for yourself. So you took that opportunity. You took those steps to do something for your children or your grandchildren. Don't think it's silly, because it's not. I thought it'd be like, oh, I could reach out my grandchildren, but it was an amazing experience. My granddaughter got to see grandma read a book, and she got the book, you know? So don't feel ashamed. Don't feel, we all are imperfect. We're human, but it's the next steps that we take to make ourselves better, which is a ricochet effect on everybody else, as long as we stay consistent in doing the right thing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.